I want to see if you can make that.
Guys, welcome back to So Sad.
Why are you yelling?
And So Real. We had a really funny beginning. Welcome to So Sad and So Real. I'm John Campanelli.
Jason Collins.
And it is so sad and so real. Got it.
Oh, man.
Two for two.
I kind of wanted you to miss that
I know.
It's so sad and it's so real.
So what just happened was we thought we were rolling.
We were rolling, but we were rolling on battery and we weren't plugged in.
Okay, so can I say from my perspective?
Sure, John.
My POV was that
his POV.
We thought we were filming, and so we started the episode, and then I said, for no reason, about 30 seconds in, "Are you sure is my sound good?" And then Jason was like, "We already said it was. Why would you think that?" And then we went into this whole thing about, well, I'm a double checker because I double check a lot. But here's what really it was it's been an exhausting life. It's been an exhausting life.
Oh my God.
Because I oftentimes will sense something is off, and it's like, oh, but I was right. Something was wrong. I didn't know what it was. I was like, is the sound on? Something felt awry, and I was.
You even said it. Something felt off.
Yeah, and I was right, and the camera wasn't plugged in. I didn't know what it was, and it has been a really tough life. Because when other people don't know that, you look crazy, but then you're right, and you're one of the only people in my life who has been like, yeah, you end up being right.
Well, yeah, because I've been around long enough to. Oh.
Grandma, the fly.
Jesus, there's a fly flying around. I thought feels like we're the OR, the Comedy Store.
That's so funny. So we were getting into about how initially it was, well, because I'm asking if it's on because I'm a double checker, which you are too. And then you said that's why we're...
Sometimes I'm a triple checker.
Yeah. Yep. I'm always going, I was born with that kind of... I think my dad's always kind of been like, if something's going to go wrong, it probably will mentality.
Yeah. Murphy's Law.
I try to get out of that, but at the
Whatever
same time...
can go wrong will go wrong. Is that what Murphy's Law is?
I believe so, yeah.
Murphy's Law. Why is it called Murphy? Who's Murphy?
He
invented a law and a bed. You know what a Murphy bed is?
Yeah, the ones that come down.
It's from the wall?
Yeah,
you lived in New York. They have a lot of those in New York apartments.
Yeah, I never understood. They try to spin it like, oh, it's a beautiful, it's a beautiful closet with a Murphy bed. And you're like, wait.
So there's no room for
entire
my
apartment
clothes.
is an actual closet with a Murphy bed.
Did you put up Murphy's Law, Dave?
Yeah. And you guys went into beds.
I know, but I want to see Murphy's Law. Anything that
Why
can go
is this
wrong.
getting
I was
laws
right.
and beds?
Dude.
Murphy?
Yeah.
Who is this Murphy person?
Yep. Is it Murphy Brown?
Murphy Brown.
This is right here.
Good show. Who is it? Captain Edward A. Murphy Jr. in the late 40s highlights, what does he say? How given the possibility, failures will occur. Of course. Like he invented that? Hey, that existed before you said your dumb law, Mr. Murphy.
But that's how great it was back then.
It serves as a humorous or cynical look.
So Murphy's Law was by Captain Edward A. Murphy Jr., who came up with Murphy's bed.
I think same guy.
Same guy.
And the TV show, Murphy Brown. I think it's all the same guy.
William Lawrence Murphy.
See, that's what I love about this podcast. We hit the hard-hitting subjects, dude. We don't F around with the BS.
The truth is, I just think there might have been a lot of Murphys back then.
Yeah, Eddie Murphy, too.
Well, he was later, but I feel like maybe Murphy was like a real,
What if you said he was later, also black?
Yeah. We're talking about the white Murphys in the 1900s. Yeah.
The white Murphys.
So I think there just could have been a lot of Murphys, and then two of them happened to do something that stuck. I mean, but it's crazy to have Murphy's Law and Murphy's bed.
Because so much can go wrong with that bed.
Murphy. Murphy's like an okay last name. Then you say it too much.
Murphy sounds like a sound.
Murphy. It sounds like also an alien sound.
Thank God my last name's not Murphy.
Murphy sounds like what should be on the name of those food delivery robots. Hello, my name is Murphy.
That's so true. Murphy?
The
Murphy robots?
Yeah. Hello, my name is Murphy. It sounds more like Alf and Alf. Murphy would have been a better robot name.
Frankincense, gold, and Murph. Isn't that the saying?
Yeah.
Murphy should be a first name. Murphy's a good first name.
Dude.
We should take that out of last names.
Yeah. You know, if my first name was Murphy, I would love my last name to be Monroe. Murphy Monroe.
When Jay and I
Murphy
were in school,
Monroe.
When Jay and I were in
Now we're
school,
just choosing names.
Private detective.
When Jay and I were in school, that's what Murphy was. What they used for wedgie.
Yeah. When somebody gave you a Reggie, I don't know why. Somebody said, give him a Murph. Give him a Murphy.
So really, they decided Murphy is a pretty powerful word for a while.
Yeah, it's a pretty powerful word.
I mean,
Murphy had its day. Hey, Jason Collins here from So Sad and So Real. Make sure you to continue to rate and review at Apple Podcasts, Spotify, iHeart, wherever it is that you download your favorite audio podcast. If you want to look at our beautiful faces, go to our official YouTube channel. And when you're there, make sure you like, subscribe, hit that notification bell so you know when something new is coming your way. Thank you guys so much and enjoy the episode. John, how was your week?
Lot happening. My week was, I was actually a little sick for the first time. I don't usually get like that, but I was like a little bit sick and it was fine, but a lot happening. I think we're going to address some of it.
Yeah, you've been paying attention a lot to what's going on in our country, politically, so have I.
Well, here's the thing about what's interesting right now with politics is I don't even think it's like the politics that we all, it's almost like, oh, you're political. It's like, this isn't even really political. Like,
no, this is what's happening in our world right in front of our face.
In a very serious way. And so I've been kind of ahead of the curve with this stuff. I'm not saying I'm alone in that, but I think I am in the group that's been a little ahead of the curve. So,
you're also in the group that pays more, and this is a good thing. You pay more attention to it than I do. Now I'm with you.
So,
but because all growing up, all through my life, politics was just a thing that was happening, and you checked in on it once in a while. Now it's a huge part of all of our lives. It's 24-hour media, constantly. It's constantly on our face, constantly on our social media and all that stuff. So now I'm like, I don't want to say I'm forced to pay attention, but I have to because it's there. And if I don't, then I'm an idiot.
Well,
but you have always been good at paying attention to it, and to sometimes people will go, why do you, I even said this to you a few times. Why do you care so much? Now I'm like, oh shit, I should have been paying more attention to these things. And now,
I think where I come from is a place of, I actually come from a place of being unbiased, which is why I'm able to like really see what's going on, because I don't really, I don't care to be biased. I want to know what's happening.
Right.
So I actually don't play identity politics. Like I just go, hey, what's going on, and I know how to look at, I know how to do research, right? Like and I know not to just, I don't do confirmation bias research.
Right.
So, what is happening that I've seen that's really dangerous, that not enough people are paying attention to, it's not the tragedies that are taking place as much as, so like with the Renee Good and the Alex Preddy tragedies, and what's happening with the way these fake, because these are not real ice raids. Real ice raids just wouldn't be taking place in front of your face to this degree.
Right. There's
a word that not enough people are paying attention to, and it's called precedent. The word president. Can you look that up?
Precedent?
Precedent.
Not president.
No.
Precedent.
P-R-E.
Things are take precedent over
precedent.
Right.
P-R-E-C-E-D-E-N-T. So, what's the definition? An earlier event or action that is regarded as example or guide to be considered in subsequent similar circumstances. What the Trump regime is doing is they're constantly making new precedents. So the way that you come to a conclusion in law, laws are made off of precedents, like I don't even know if I'm saying that right.
You're
as
not.
dumb as that.
You're close. You sound like you're saying president.
Wait, pull up. Can you do that? How it's?
It's like
what?
Precedent.
Precedent. I'm saying it right.
Sure.
Enough. So, a precedent is set. And to put it in more layman's terms, when you move that, you move the goalpost and you make a new precedent.
Yeah, we were talking about this. You were talking about they're continually trying to move.
They're continuously moving the goalpost. So, what's what's dangerous about these tragedies is how they keep one-upping the tragedy and moving the goalpost to what's accepted. Like the Renee Good thing, the whole argument was on the side that thought that she was in the wrong, because she wasn't breaking actually any laws, which is another huge thing, is that people are trying to go with she was trying to run over an agent, and that's what happens.
She was following instructions. They were telling her to move, and she was moving.
I know. I'm saying I know what I saw with my eyes, and I know what happened, and she was executed, but MAGA, the Trump administration, they're trying to say that she ran over someone. So you go, okay, so now you're saying the new president is that, like, if they tell you to stop and you don't stop, even if they're, because, he tried to open her door. So the ICE agent went over to try to rip open her door. That's actually the guy that made her pull away. The guy that was in front had nothing to do with that first action, right? So the guy tried to unlawfully open her door. There was no warrant, there was no probable cause to open the door and order her out of the car. So that was, obviously her rights got stripped there. She was executed point blank, then, 2 other shots, and then the guy called her a fucking bitch and all that stuff, right? So that was okay, that was bad. But the rationalization is that she was trying to drive over
which is bullshit, and it was proven bullshit.
Doesn't matter.
Autopsy, by the way.
No, we all know that.
Yeah,
that's not the point. The point is, and this is the president. What they're trying to say is, if you don't try to run over law enforcement, or federal, you'll be fine.
Yeah,
fine. Okay, fine. So they're trying to make it kind of 2 gray areas, like a gray area when it was a really pretty black and white situation. So now you get Alex Preddy. And from what it looks like, I live. I'm from a small town. I have a small town where there's like an actual town with stores. It looks like that's where he was. Mm-hmm. He was in his town, like by the coffee shops, by the, on what was it, Saturday or Sunday morning? I should probably know that. What can you pull up? What day it was? Was it Saturday or Sunday? I just want to make sure.
It was the weekend.
Right. So weekend morning. And so much has happened. I don't even know what day it is now. Yeah. And so what happened was he was walking right to carry, which is like the right's big thing.
Mm-hmm. And he had his permit.
And
their argument was he didn't have it on him. That's not a law. But
so the thing is what did he really do to get executed? He was walking by. He was filming. From the video I saw of what he did, he didn't try to, I wouldn't even say he tried to save anyone as much as he tried to just break up, an ICE agent who wasn't going after an illegal. It was just like a woman. He was just like, oh.
And she was maced.
As we were driving, as he was walking, right? I could see myself doing that. So, okay, he does that. They throw him to the ground. 5 of them are on top of him. They are macing him. He's flailing, probably going, what's going on? And then they shoot him 10 times.
11.
Okay, so they move the goalpost farther. If you're walking down the street and you're close enough to an ICE agent, you might get executed. So what's the new goalpost after that? Okay, let's see, like, and how the mental gymnastics. Okay, so say it gets to this point. Say you're walking down the street, you see ICE in the middle of 10 agents. You're like, okay, I'm in the party of comply or die. So I'm just gonna walk around. I'm gonna turn around and walk the other way because I don't want to impede in an investigation or whatever you've been convinced they're doing. I don't want to impede. So I see them. I'm gonna turn around. I'm gonna walk away. An ICE agent goes, "There's a guy fleeing."
Right.
All of a sudden they come after you. You just go, no, I'm just walking away. I'm not fleeing. No, we saw you turn around. Why would you turn around if you weren't doing anything? And you're going, guys, literally I was trying to leave you guys alone. And then they throw you to the ground. They're macing you. You now are not fighting back. You're just confused going, please stop. Any type of flailing is seen as fighting back. Now you're executed.
Right.
Now they say, well, they thought that was a man fleeing. Goalpost moved.
Right.
What's after that? You look out your window because you hear gunshots and they say, someone just looked out the window. Have we looked in that house? Knocked down their door. So they're continuously moving the goalpost to justify killing us.
By severely undertrained people who,
Yes.
by the way, a lot of these officers were present and carrying guns at the January 6th insurrection. And now those people are calling other people insurrectionists. It's a bunch of bullshit. But and here's also, in my opinion, what's going on is they're sacrificing a small group for in their minds the bigger picture, which is we are going to be able to now declare martial law, and we are going to be able to cancel,
suspend the midterms,
postponed
or
cancel elections.
Yeah.
And then we're now all insurrectionists because we just don't agree with them.
Right, that's what they're trying to do. So what they're doing is they're moving the goalpost to justify killing us if they want, and they're continuously.
They're losing.
Well, they're losing. So, but here's the problem about that losing. They don't care. That's not really. Trump doesn't hear the word losing in his vocabulary.
He doesn't hear very many words at all these days.
No, but he's losing
his mind.
That's not an option to him, right? That never has been. He's not a good man. He's not. He's so his level of evil is so incredibly underrated. People don't understand how evil he really is.
He's always been a huge racist and evil person, and it's all about me and my money.
But he had very good PR in the 90s and early 2000s.
What's happening now is the cognitive decline. In other words, your frontal lobe is what's in charge of telling you how to react to tragedy, how to react to fear, how to react to anger. He's losing all of that. For example, when Ruth Bader Ginsburg passed, who was not a supporter of him,
I mean, of course.
He replied in a pretty presidential way.
For him.
We're talking about Trump. We're not, mind you, we're in Trump world right now. Our president is a buffoon, like a clown.
Right. Yeah.
He responded in the best presidential way best that he can. Fast forward and more mental decline, Rob Reiner.
Yeah.
That reaction was not just like, ooh, it was off the charts. What are you fucking talking about?
Right.
It went straight to, he basically, in so many words, said he died because he's an anti-Trumper.
Right.
That's why he had nothing to do with any of that.
So
it was an internal family problem. There was mental illness involved, but he made it about Rob Reiner's dead because he didn't like me.
Yeah, of course.
That's the decline. He's going bye-bye. Like, it's crazy.
So what I'm worried about is not that they're losing. It's that they're just trying different things to see what's going to stick. So they go, okay, that didn't work. Regroup.
Well, they got rid of what's his name, Bovine?
Yeah. But they're not doing it. They're doing it. Listen, they're doing it to regroup to figure out
Plan B.
How can we? Because Trump's not coming up with any of this. He has people pitching him strategies, and then he goes.
Example.
Yeah.
They just had a meeting with the whole thing, and with this young man being executed. Mm-hmm. They had a meeting that Stephen Miller was closed out of. They wouldn't let him in the meeting. They are now throwing Nome under the bus, and now she's going, yo, if I'm going down, you're all going down because I was just doing what everybody told me to do. Right. I'm literally repeating what I was told to say. And I believe that because what's the guy's name that was walking around like he was Gestapo?
That's also what they said.
What's his name? Bovino. And if you listen to him talk and Nome talk, they're literally saying the exact same talking points. It's like a script that they were given by
Yeah, of course. No. That's what they did in Nazi. That's what Nazis did in Germany.
Now they're being thrown under the bus and being locked out of meetings, and now they're going, wait a minute, MFers, I'm going down, you're going down.
Right. So the whole point of this is what can I do to not have this election? Or to be able to how can I be able to overturn it or cheat or not have it? Mm-hmm. So that they're just trying different strategies. Yeah. This one, I mean, look, they misstepped with the Renee Good was not good, and then the Alex Brady thing was just too much of a misstep, and then the comments about the guns. Yeah. Now you start to lose your base.
Yeah.
You know what's really funny is people say things to me like, "Well, he speaks." I'm going to be insulting to some people right now, and I really am. But I never really understood. It's like, well, the way he speaks, people feel like he says what's on his mind. He speaks to me, and I didn't really understand what that meant until I realized. Like, have you ever seen like The Hills Have Eyes?
Yes.
Okay, so imagine a guy that relates to those people.
Right.
Because they literally speak like I'm now imagining, because you and I are, like, I'm educated, you're educated, like, people that are educated.
I'm not that educated.
You're not that educated.
But what I am is, I am not. I have the wherewithal to go do research,
Fine.
do the research, and not believe what I'm just being told.
Well, you might not be. You're intelligent. Let's put it that way.
Very hyper intelligent, I'd say. Sorry, John. What happened?
Murphy. Say Murphy.
Murphy.
Yes, Jason. John. Okay. So the it's an IQ thing where I don't realize how unintelligent so many people are. I don't understand that. So I think when, like, Obama, Clinton, even Bush, when they would speak about stuff, I want to say a lot of the MAGA Republicans probably didn't really understand what they were saying.
Very obvious.
No, but, like, literally was like, okay, I don't really get what they're saying, but okay.
Yeah, they're saying it in an intelligent sounding way.
No, so they can't understand it because they're
Right.
not intelligent. They don't even have the intelligence to have, like, proper English. So when someone's speaking in proper English using bigger words, talking about real policy, they don't really understand it. They just go, I like Bush because I'm supposed to. I don't like Obama, and I don't know what he's saying, you know?
Yeah.
So now I really don't like him. I don't know what Bush is saying, but yeah.
Right.
But with Trump, they go, I know what he's saying. Because he's literally at their level.
He's speaking
IQ
their language.
level.
And he's speaking their language not out of a skill. He's not doing it as a technique. He speaks at that level. That's where he's at.
This is the first president
Look
where
at
I'm
him
going.
answer any questions in any interview that he's ever asked. He never answers them.
And this is the first time intelligent people are going, I don't understand what he's saying. Like, I get what he thinks he's saying, but what is he talking? For the first time, we're going,
what?
What's he talking about?
What the hell? Yeah.
That's what they all did for their whole lives, going, what's he talking about? Now we're going, what's he talking about?
Mm-hmm.
So it's flipped, and we're seeing how many uneducated people. But I also don't believe he. I also genuinely don't believe he won. I do genuinely believe Elon Musk. I believe it's kind of stuff's coming out, but I do think that he bought the election for sure. And it's already coming out that he stole, because that's what I said with Doge. I was like, and I'm sorry, I don't mean to just rant, but I, from the beginning, said Doge is not going in for waste and fraud. Doge is going in there. They're going in there with hard drives. This is a thank you from Trump. Trump is going, thanks for getting me in office. Go get it, whatever you want. And now it's coming out, the DOJ, it's coming out that he actually took our social security numbers. That was Doge was not for waste and fraud. Doge was, if you buy this election and rig it for me, I will let you have everyone's information. And that's what Musk did. And it was so obvious. I don't know how not everyone sees this. So to me, it's like...
It's a fear thing. They don't want to see that.
Well, I think we should start... You know how easy it is to start a conspiracy theory? I thought of one.
Yeah?
Uh-huh.
I'm going to start one on the So Sad and So Real podcast.
I think this is what we do. You know what the biggest Democratic hoax is? Because, Democratic hoax is a real hot button right now.
Oh, yeah.
We're going to start the ultimate Democratic hoax.
Mm-hmm.
If you think about it, and this is how easy it is to start a conspiracy theory, because if we could really spin something together, if you think about it, RFK Jr. and Donald Trump were lifelong Democrats. J.D. Vance was a never-Trumper.
Yeah.
What's the Democratic hoax? The Democrats got these three guys in to ruin the Republican Party. That's the hoax. That's the Democratic hoax. We're gonna get Trump in.
We got inside guys now.
2 lifelong Democrats and a never Trumper, and we're gonna get them in the Republican Party. They're gonna destroy the Republican Party beyond belief, and we're gonna let them do it. And that could, if you really stuck with that, you could go, that's the Democratic hoax, and then MAGA goes, wait, what?
Because you listen to it, you're like, that sounds...
And then you just take a couple other dots that don't connect, but you can make them connect. You connect dots that don't connect but sound like they could, and then all of a sudden you have a conspiracy theory.
Right.
And if you can get the right person and Alex Jones to start saying that, Democratic hoax is Trump ain't even a Republican.
Oh,
He's a Democrat. RFK is a Democrat. They're coming in. They got another never Trumper in. They're destroying it, and all of a sudden it's like, Wow.
Because is that not that hard to believe? Because if you go back in the past and listen to all these fucking sycophants talk back then, they were against what's that little clown's name that's running the FBI now? Patel,
The
Cash
fake
Patel.
guy. The fake
First
guy.
of all, hey man, you don't have to have your eyes wide open and crossed in every interview.
Crazy.
You freaking cartoon.
It's crazy.
But you look back at shit that he said. He's like, why aren't they opening the files? Why aren't they opening the files? The first thing they need to do is get these files. And now he's the one holding them hostage.
Well, yeah, he's not a real FBI.
You know what I mean?
He's not. They're cosplaying. This isn't a real FBI guy.
None
This
of
is
it.
crazy.
They're all cosplaying.
Yeah, all
Look
of
at
them.
Nome and she's got her Mar-a-Lago mask on all the time.
This is
she's
really-
she's the main Americunt in my opinion.
This is really not good.
Right.
This is really not good.
We have we are the laughing stock of the world. Trump can't even differentiate the difference between Greenland and Iceland.
No, it's getting weird because he genuinely has no idea what he's talking about, and I don't, I'm sorry, I don't care if like public office is like, the democracy of voting people in. I still think even in a democracy, which we no longer have, I still think there should be psych evaluations for that. I think there should be psychological evaluations, and I think there should be honestly IQ tests.
Well, yeah.
I think there should be history. I think you should have to like pass written exams about like.
That's another thing. Trump thinks these cognitive tests that he's taking are IQ tests. He doesn't understand what he's taking.
And if he does, he here's the thing about Trump too. And I mean, we don't even know what he really thinks.
Let me tell you why he's going to go bye-bye. And I think physically bye-bye too. Because I saw this, I was watching this program, they were talking about how the White House and Air Force One have medical capabilities that you could be there as like you're hospitalized. You could be, they can take care of, they have things that we don't even have access to. They have that at the White House. They have that on the airplane. Why is he being sent to Walter Reed? Why is he being sent to the actual hospital when they have everything that we have none of this stuff. They have it all. They have all the capabilities at the White House and on the. Why is he being sent to the hospital? Because, I'm sorry, that bruise that everybody's talking about on his hand, that's an injection site. That's where you put an IV in. He's being pumped through stuff.
Both hands.
Yeah. Look at the way he walks, the way he drags his foot. He looks as though he's just had a few strokes. The guy's stroking out every day. All of the shit that he gave, that he talked about Biden falling asleep, sleepy Joe. This guy falls asleep in the Oval Office.
You remember when I almost predicted something in
Let me finish
2020?
Let me finish that thought real quick. And when liars get most angry when you point out the thing that they're lying the most about.
Yeah, of course.
And this man gets more angrier than anything else when you bring up his health and his cognitive decline.
Oh yeah, no,
and he likes and he does these weird brags. Where like, I just took the test again, dude. Hey, moron.
Yeah.
You have to understand, if they're continuously giving you the same test over and over again, there's something wrong.
Yeah, they're not going to give. But that. I almost guarantee you there is blood deals cut. Like they're not gonna
I saw an
give
interview with a guy who he predicted he was a physician and a physical therapist, and he was pointing out all these things with Trump physically, and he's predicted that he's got 7-8 months left. I don't know that's how, but when you see professionals going, this guy's dying.
Yeah, he's
79 years old.
There's no 25th Amendment coming. There's a deal. No one's going to
explain the 25th Amendment.
Or where it gets removed from office because basically he's
unfit.
He's unfit. That just will not happen. J.D. Vance will not do that. Mm-hmm. That's not an option. Remember when I told you in like the summer of 2020 that I thought Trump was going to die? I had a weird feeling he was going to die around October, and then he got COVID in October of 2020, and you called me and you were like, dude, he has COVID. Yeah. But it was close. But I was like, I just have a feeling something around. I just remember that. But you know what else? And this is what should bother Republicans the most. Trump has destroyed community.
Yeah.
From the time he's been in office. So here's the thing. When I have family members they're not outright MAGA, but it's been tough. Mm-hmm. And I told them to all basically like fuck off at a certain point. When Obama was president, I had a very Republican. I have a big Italian family, so that not so a lot of Republicans, but at the time it wasn't a big deal. Mm-hmm. No one got into fights over Obama. They would sometimes there would be like some jokes cracked, but like no one cared. During Bush, I remember Republicans being critical of Bush.
Yeah.
I didn't like, to me, politics was never a deal breaker issue. As a matter of fact, I remember like hearing when I was in entertainment during Obama and even during the beginning of Trump, I would hear, oh, this person didn't get a show because they're Republican or people, and I'd be like, wait, people in Hollywood really don't get stuff if they're like one way or another? Because I always was like, I mean, I never really saw fighting over politics. Like I didn't grow up with that. Mm-hmm. So it wasn't until Trump that families were getting and communities were getting destroyed. And I'm like, well, how are Republicans who...
That goes back to what I say. It's also those things that you were talking about in the past, social media didn't exist.
But it still did during Obama. But here's the thing. Ready?
Kinda.
But listen, when Biden was in office, regardless of how much people didn't like Biden, that was the first time our families all came together again.
Right.
No one cared that Biden was in office enough to freak out because he wasn't dividing.
Because the sideshow was over.
Now that Trump's back in office, there's infighting within family again. Mm-hmm. So it's like, guys, there's a common denominator here, and it's not a Republican versus Democrats. It's literally just Donald Trump. It's just him destroying the fabric and community because he's not a family man. He's not. You guys think, because he's got numerous wives and he's got...
by the way, he's cheated on every single one of his wives.
One of his wives are buried in his golf course for a tax break. That's a family man?
Yeah.
Dude, it's destroyed community, and that's what's bothered me. And Republicans that I know...
He's never been a man of the people. That's another thing. He's a man of the people.
No.
He's not a blue-collar guy.
No.
He talks like he is, but he's not.
No.
You know, and it's like these people that think he's there for us. He's never.
He just takes out loans. He convinces, because he's always had money. He'll convince a bank or someone to give him a big loan. Then he'll take the loan. He's never going to pay it back. He's never going to finish the project. He pays himself. He pays high-powered attorneys to make sure to keep delaying court cases, to keep doing this, to pay people off. So say he gets a $100 million loan. He pockets $20 million of it. He puts another couple million in a high-powered attorney's pocket, and then he gets out of ever having to pay it back. And then he somehow gets more because he's pocketed. I mean, it's all just living off of loans, stealing from people, not paying.
And
con. It's con. He's doing it with us.
He preys on ignorance. He 100, not just him, but whoever's handling him. Because you hear all these interviews at the Trump rallies that we need a businessman. He runs the country like a business. Hey, moron, do your research. And if he runs the country like any of his businesses, we're going out of business. Yeah. We're failing.
So, like a regular president, they say, I want a businessman. And a regular president might say, I want to speak to the people who think we don't have who want to see a businessman in office. I'm going to implement policies that bring some business back into the country. I would like to do this. But that's not enough for them, right? Mm-hmm. He just goes in and goes, I'm a businessman. I'm the best businessman you've ever seen. There's never been a businessman like me. I'm the best businessman. And then they go, that's what we want to hear. Yeah. We want to hear someone come in and say, I'm the biggest, baddest, biggest businessman. And then they go, okay, no other president does that because that's not the job of the president just to come in and just be a businessman. Right? So there's all that, and it's just we can go.
And for him, what these people have to understand too is for him, lying is always on the table.
Well, that's all he knows how to do. Because
he never takes lying off the table. He will lie to you because that's how it works. Why do you think how did he get these businesses in the first place that all failed? Yeah. Because some sort of lie got him into the position to
cooking
have it.
books, giving inaccurate valuations of his companies to say, oh, my company's worth $25 million when it's only worth $5 million, and then at that time, no one looking into it. So him just, it's Trump. He's got his name on a hotel. His father was rich. Like all this stuff. But also he's always been operating from a place of, he's been lying since I believe he's been lying since he's a kid. Yeah. Because I think he's been raping.
But hey, bone spurs.
No, yeah. He's been raping since he was pretty young. And so, like, when you're like a rapist, you don't tell the truth.
Also, you don't think you are one of those because you're a millionaire and I get whatever I want. I want that thing right now, so why shouldn't I get it, even if I have to take it illegally?
He's always operating from a place of being defensive because he's always doing something that bad, so he has to lie. So he actually, at this point, I don't think he can tell. I don't think he's capable of actually telling the truth in a very real way.
And at this point, he's not sure what it is. I literally think
That's part of it.
He's going bye-bye. Mentally, he's just like... And you always tell in his speeches when he doesn't know what to say next because he'll point to somebody. Where's Steve? Am I right, Steve? Steve knows. And like, oh, he just lost complete track of what he was thinking.
Well, that's, yeah. You know, so anyway, that's
Pete knows. We were talking about also how you think that this whole thing is bleeding into stand-up, bleeding into the business of stand-up comedy.
Yeah, I mean, well, it's also freedom of. I mean, they're blatant.
Freedom of speech. Yeah.
I mean, they're taking away our constitutional rights, and like they're going to take away our freedom of speech, and they're going to. I mean, they're planning on. I mean, there's a reason that like, you know, I think that like Texas has a really high percentage of. I think they have a lot of illegal immigrants, but you don't see them conducting ICE raids the way that they are
because Texas was pro-Trump.
Right. So he's terrorizing places that don't like him. That's all he's doing, and that's the plan. And
any liberal state, they're going into their state and just saying, we need to get in there, them Somalis. Somalis are con artists.
Yeah.
When not understanding that by the way, the ringleader, the mastermind behind all those Somali scam stories was a white lady. Did you know that?
No, I
look that up. Who's the mastermind behind the Somali scams?
But also,
scams in Minneapolis?
she was already like prosecuted by the Biden administration. Like this stuff was already like handled.
It's already being handled. It's an excuse.
Of course, it's an excuse. Yeah,
it's an excuse to go in there and just wreak havoc. And also, it always and people are like, oh, here we go again. It always goes back to racism.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, it's ignorance. It's just like people need to travel more, and you can't just be like, I went on a cruise. It's like, no, you need to travel more. Yeah. If you're going to go on a cruise, go see Jason on a cruise ship because you're performing on them, right?
Oh, once in a while.
Yeah. But people that don't actually go on like why don't you go visit Los Angeles if you think it's so bad? Why don't you go find yourself a libtard? Mm-hmm. Go find a libtard and see if they're what you think they are.
You know, growing up in LA, there are neighborhoods that you don't go into. There are rough neighborhoods. There are gang infested, all that stuff.
Everywhere, though.
But the biggest fear now for a lot of people walking around in their neighborhoods aren't that. It isn't that element. It's ICE. My wife and I had to go to downtown LA last week, because I had to pay some property taxes on my LA house. So we didn't have to do anything, and you know, there's some really cool restaurants and places to walk around, and we're walking, and my wife, who is Latina, she's like, "Is it weird that I'm really nervous walking around down here now?" And I'm like, "No, that's not weird," and it had nothing to do with the homeless, the gangs, any of that. It was, are one of these blacked out trucks going to come up, throw the door open, and grab my wife and pull her in the car?
And also to be clear,
by the way, is a born and raised third generation American citizen.
And to be clear, and I think most people agree with this, ICE has been around.
It's always been around. Border Patrol's a thing.
And like that's people that are coming here illegally. No. Mm-hmm. No, there has to be a way in, right? So, but
it's not about the border right now.
But that's what I'm trying to say to you. I'm saying that ICE conducting, legally with this guy who's MAGA said to me, he goes, I go, look, dude, they're conducting warrantless searches in homes.
Right.
And he goes, well, if you have nothing to hide, then why wouldn't you let them in your house? And I go, but why would they come in your house if they don't have a warrant, meaning that they don't have proof to go in your house? And he was like, well, yeah, they shouldn't be going into people's houses.
What if they started going into his house, that guy you're talking to, whoever you're talking to?
That's what I'm saying. This is Godfrey. Can I pick this up?
Sure. Put him on.
Yo, Godfrey, what's up, man?
What's up?
Oos. What's up, Godfrey? Oos.
To all,
What's going on, man?
we're chilling, we're shooting this. So to
Doing a podcast talking about the state of the world right now.
can
Of course.
you give us a quick
John's
impression?
with it there.
Oh, we want to have Trump on as a guest. Hey, is this Trump? Let me hear your Trump.
This is your. I love you. You have a wonderful podcast. I've listened to it many times. I've seen many podcasts. And John Campanelli, and Oos. I love it. You guys are great. It's about time. John complains a lot. He's always complaining. I'm a white guy. I go. It's pretty much a shame because he complains to me all the time, and I go, look at me. You know, I
That's
can't get
hilarious.
anything because of the way I look. So it's very. I'm glad you're doing a podcast and getting off of your ass, and you're working very hard. It's very good. I'm very impressed.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, Mr. President.
Fantastic. It's fantastic. It's fantastic, but you know, got to be consistent. John might fuck it up. He might fuck it all up. I guarantee you, he's gonna fuck it up. Complain. So be careful, Jason. He's a sneaky guy.
He's a sneaky guy. Oh, man.
Thank you. And I'll see you in a little bit. Go check out Godfrey's special. Also, I'm opening for him tonight at
Where?
Ontario Improv.
Yeah, that's cool. What's today? What's day of the week is it?
It's Wednesday.
Oh, man, I don't know what to do.
This will come out after I've done that, but
Right
So
on.
anyway.
Oh, here's what I was going to say. Here's why it's not about the border. Why I don't think it's about the border. Because you see all these ICE raids in these towns like Minneapolis in the country, right? Now, we do a lot of shows in San Diego. And what is San Diego bordering? Mexico.
Right.
And whenever you drive home to LA from San Diego, you go through a border checkpoint. Every time.
Yeah.
It's always wide open. No one's stopping anybody.
yeah.
No one's checking any
Yeah,
cars.
never.
Sometimes there's nobody even there.
We just went recently. Right?
And you just
go
drive right through.
Yeah.
So this isn't border patrol. This isn't guarding the borders and making them strong and all that shit.
No.
No.
And if it
it's
was,
like,
that
let's
would-
go into the country and let's get anybody whose skin color is just
Well, we're gonna start.
tan or darker.
No, we're gonna start there. We're gonna work our
Right,
way up.
right.
This is because that was the first president. Was like now we're not
Precedent.
precedent.
Presente.
The first thing was we're kind of gonna make it look like it's illegals. And then it's just people that we think are dark or have an accent. Then it's people who we just don't think
But
look
they're-
the white we want.
But it's not
Then
about
it's
their
kill
skin color
whites.
to them. They're like, no, there's not. They're scamming us.
Yeah.
They're thieves. They're murderers.
Yeah.
They're essayers, and they're
Coming from an essayer.
brown. Yeah, coming from a guy who's,
So-
by the way, convicted.
Convicted. So this isn't ICE
not
is
just
what's happening. These
not
aren't
just
ICE
alleged
operations. Right.
sexual assault. Convicted, and people go, yeah, that was in civil
Raping
court.
of girls as
That
young
was
as
in
13.
that was in civil court. It doesn't count. It's just for money. No. A court ruling is a court ruling. You're still on record of guilty of that thing. Yeah.
Yeah, so it's so basically to clear things up, and what MAG guys understand is that these are not ICE raids, and that's what people are trying to tell you. These are not ICE raids. This is not ICE. ICE has been around. Look, you need people to go in, and you can't just have people coming in the country like that. Like, yeah, ICE's main purpose is positive for the country if done correctly.
Done correctly.
That's done correctly, and there's a process, and so
Yeah, he found a way to use it.
well, it's not ICE. He's just slapping ICE on them. These are not ICE agents.
Right. These are guys, and a lot
That's
of
the
them were
problem.
at, like I said, they were at January 6th. They were there. They were there brandishing weapons. Now, this whole thing with this
I
guy,
know, it's
Alex,
so
that
crazy.
they said he was brandishing. He wasn't brandishing anything. And also, why did he show up? This is the hypocrisy that kills me. He shouldn't be showing up to a protest with a gun. Hey, can we please rewind to January 6th?
It's crazy.
How many of your people was don't take my guns and don't tread on me?
Not even that.
From my cold dead hands.
Dude.
We're all showing up to the protest with guns, but they all got they all got pardoned. They all got pardoned. All of them got pardoned.
Well, do you guys remember when they were
And all
showing
of these fuckers that got pardoned, a majority of them had pasts, man. They had records of child abuse and oh man,
Oh, yeah,
it's
but dude,
crazy.
we forget that they were showing up before January 6th. So much has happened. We forget these people were showing up at other government buildings around the country armed. I think was it with Whitmer? was it in Michigan? They showed up to a government building.
They showed up to a government building armed,
and they were trying to get in. It was a mini insurrection. So
Right.
they don't know what okay. Here's the thing about my family has been here for a long time. I'm American. I'm
Yeah.
Italian, but like my great grandparents were born here.
Right.
Like I had a relative that used to in the 1920s. My great grandparents either came here or were born here, or they were at least here for a long time. Like my grandparents, all 4 of them were born here. Like so, I'm American.
Yeah.
So some of these people that are they think that like, no, I'm American. They don't know what being American even means. They just think I look like what I have been told Jesus looks like and the American looks like, and it's like,
which there's no proof of that Jesus.
well, yeah, of course, like that's another, but it's like they're just literally in this fantasy world where they don't even know what an American is.
They think they do.
So sad and so real. We didn't mean to do this, but there's so much
No,
going
but gotta
on.
talk about it.
But you know the funniest part is by the time this episode comes out, everything's going to be different.
Yep. We're going to be so behind the curve.
So behind, because it's so hard to keep up with it day to day.
Yeah.
You know, so. Anywho.
So you're doing a show with Godfrey. How are those going?
Godfrey's great. He's so funny.
He's so funny, man. He's so talented.
Yeah, it's crazy.
He has a movie, a special out in the movie theaters. Right?
It was a theatrical release. I went and saw it. Yeah, it was really good.
How was it packed?
He's just so smart.
How funny would it be if the theater was packed, but the crowd on the tape
I want to go
wasn't?
ahead and say he sold more tickets than Melania's documentary.
Jesus. Why do we want that documentary? Who wants that documentary?
Donald.
That is so funny. And all these guys are going, now she's the most beautiful first lady ever. Now that's a first
And
lady.
I can see her titties on camera.
I
so
can
that
Google her vagina. Oh,
I mean,
man.
to have like
She's a trash bag. Sorry.
Trash
She's a
bag.
bag of garbage. You've heard her on some hot mics. She's a piece of shit.
You know what?
Also at that one, what was she wearing at the that fucking evil villain outfit she was wearing? She was like an evil Zorro. You know what it reminded me of? Remember Spy versus Spy, the one with the black uniform on? But yeah, she's also
Look, she was sold into trafficking. So
what's one of the menus I saw was one of the menus. One of the
I don't want to trash Melania too bad.
I do.
Okay.
One of the memes that I saw was Trump was on the island and Melania was on the menu.
Well, right. Totally.
He met her through Epstein, a guy that he claims he didn't know very well. He introduced me to my wife, who's bought and paid for.
Trump is Epstein. Epstein is Trump.
Yeah. Look at that outfit with her. Look at that.
Well,
She is so scary looking.
Could you imagine if, not even a Democratic, if another Republican's wife had like posed new? Like,
It would be over.
The right. They've lost all their ideologies. They have no more identity.
Yeah,
It's
double standard hypocrites.
their
That's all it
identity is whatever dear leader tells us to be this day.
Right.
They've lost their identity.
Yeah.
And they had one.
Yeah.
It was a sense of community. It was, obviously like ideologically there was differences between the right and the left always, but there was a huge semblance of family and community and respect. And look, I don't care that she's naked and stuff. Like, I don't care.
I don't care at all. It's fun.
I'm just saying I don't like, because this is now at a certain point you get into a philosophical debate. Yeah. It's like, well, do you want this or not want this? And so there's no really right or wrong answer. It's just kind of standards or, but I would like to think that the president and the first lady would have a little bit more mystery and privacy around that stuff.
A little more decorum.
Decorum, yeah, I would think, but I don't want to, I'm
going to be honest. If outside of the context of her being with the worst man in the world, she's a very beautiful lady.
Yeah,
she's very beautiful. I talk shit, but she's really pretty.
Yeah,
if what makes her ugly is
being with
all
him.
Psychological. Is being with him, the things that you've heard come out of her mouth about Christmas and the children and all that, and then just being with him. Also, the whole Epstein Island thing, knowing that she had to have been
release the files.
She had to have been on the menu. I mean, it doesn't like when you see pictures of her sitting in his lap and like as a young girl.
In all fairness, I think I might have said this last episode, so I don't want to repeat myself. I don't know if I did, but in 2016, both of our options were Epstein's friends.
Yeah.
And that is dark. Why would the wife of an impeached president who got a blowjob from an intern be a good option for our president? And it's unfair to say, but it's like the link to that. Why can't we just have something fresh and new and not controversial? Because it's controversial. Even if you're like, well, she married him. She didn't condemn it. She stayed married to him. She didn't condemn it. She didn't, separate herself from it and say, well, I'm gonna walk my own walk. No, she basically supported him through it. Stayed with him. Didn't have
Stand by your man.
Didn't have the best reputation in politics on her. Additionally, and then they try to push her in her face, and it's like, I think it was more about. It was such that election was so controversial. Like there was no way around it. Hillary or Trump. How controversial?
Right.
That's so unfair.
And what was really ignorant of most of us is that when he went in, when he decided to run, we all thought, that's so silly.
Yeah.
How silly is that? And then he started winning things. We're like, wait a minute. It's not so silly, isn't it? And then it came down to just the two of them. We're like, what the fuck's going on? Because we weren't thinking about what we were talking about earlier, is that whole portion of the country that goes, he's speaking my language.
Right, yeah.
He's speaking my language.
I think at this point it would have made more sense in if 2016 our president was Jeffrey Epstein. That would have made more sense at this point than Hillary or Trump. Just have it at that point. Just what are we doing? Just have him be the president.
Have him be the
Just
president.
have him be the president.
Come on.
He already was. I mean,
Yeah, he kinda.
Those are his pals.
Right.
His pals are running. Just have him be the
dude.
president.
Like that part in the files where he said, our friend Trump should, like, so along the lines of something like, you know who should be running for the hills is Trump because of all this stuff coming out. When he was still alive and he was going to court and all that stuff. Dude, we live in the craziest time.
What a time to not be alive.
Right?
Huh?
What a time to not be alive. Man, and it's hard being 55 and thinking about, like, having more years behind me than ahead of me. I'm just going, are they going to fix this before I'm gone? Because I have kids.
You can make that argument for
I would love
every generation right
now.
now.
You know how badly I would love to have grandchildren? My kids are not interested in that at all.
I mean, look,
they don't
yeah,
want to bring
same.
anybody into this.
Same.
You know? And it's like, ugh. Yeah, can we just get somebody
Somebody just chill.
chill,
You know
dude?
who would be chill? Murphy.
Murphy?
Got a guy named Murphy.
For Prez.
Get
Murphy for
in
Prez,
there. Hey,
dude.
Murphy's done a lot. I mean, look at Murphy's history. Murphy's Bed. Murphy's Law. What was that?
Eddie
Murphy. Murphy
Come
Brown.
on. Murphy.
Murph. Just a guy named Murphy.
Murph. Who would be a good president? Let's see.
You know who I think is going to do a good job? And
Tom Hanks.
There's been a lot of stuff with him, and I know it's not true, but there's just been too much controversy about him with them eating the babies.
Pacino.
Al Pacino is too old.
Robert De Niro.
No. This isn't. Dude, we need younger.
Robert De Niro is pretty fucking
about
old.
that kid?
Ooh, Justin Bieber.
Maybe a kid from the cast of Stranger Things. No, who everyone's got. I feel like everyone.
Millie Bobby Brown for Prez.
Millie Bobby Brown. She's got some controversy.
She's got a
too.
bouncy name. She's got a Millie Bobby Brown.
We need to stop with controversy.
Yeah.
Controversy should not be revered and rewarded this much. Like, can we just have someone that's like, okay, this is not someone that's got. Everyone's gonna have skeletons and everyone's gonna have controversy. By today's standard, like no one can do any. Like, if you could be a great person and then you look. They're gonna rip apart your body language and be like, did you see the way he turned that way? What's going on with him?
Yeah.
You know, so it's like, and then they almost will make that as bad as someone who's a literal rapist. They'll be like, well, they're both his body language and he rapes, and you're
Right.
like, this is not the same, you guys.
Right.
We're not able to just like.
You know what I hate? You know what norm I hate now that I want to stay, that I want to get away from, that I'm so sick of as in seeing in politics because it's so freaking childish, is these nicknames they're giving each other.
Oh, that has to stop.
Sleepy Joe.
It's not
Crooked Hillary.
He started
Gavin
it.
Newsome, and now all of the people are jumping on board, and they're all doing it. You know.
No,
I don't know how you feel about Gavin Newsome, and I'm not really sure how I do yet.
Yeah, I don't.
But he did say something on an interview that I thought was pretty. He was just real chill. They go, "What do you think of the name Gavin Newsome? Does that bother you?" And he goes, why would I let the nickname that my 8th grade bully gave me bother me? And that, in a nutshell, he didn't have to say anything else. He basically called Trump an 8th grader, an 8th grade bully, and then said, what's the point?
The only thing I'll say about Newsome is I don't know, like a lot of people do. What I also want to say about him is I don't think people realize when he came into office. Like, he hasn't been in office
during the pandemic, right?
It was 2019.
Right before the pandy.
So people are blaming him, I think, for stuff that happened before him.
Yeah.
And everyone and he's the governor, by the way, of the biggest state, right? And with could have its own economy for so.
Where did he come from before that? What was he doing before he was governor?
Planet Murphy.
That's my point.
I think that we're judging him. I think he got in office at a really rough time. Because here's the thing: prior to 2020, LA wasn't doing well, and before he was in office is actually when I saw a rise and noticed and felt a rise in homeless. There was a weird time around
before he was in office.
Yeah, 17, 18. It got out of hand. He came in. He came in 2019.
He was lieutenant governor.
Lieutenant governor.
I'm going to say this. I don't even know what the hell that means.
You know what, man?
That sounds higher.
I take everything back.
Because here's how dumb I am. That sounds better than governor. No, I'm just not governor.
Lieutenant governor.
Lieutenant governor.
From
Seymour,
Foyle, which is so funny.
Right where your arrow's at.
Who's Seymour?
Suddenly,
have you ever heard of Seymour Murphy, the lieutenant governor of California?
Yeah. I want to know what he did before that. I can't say.
Mayor of San Francisco.
Ah, that's what it was.
Oh, you know what?
So he was probably a council member and a da-da-da.
I don't know how well San Francisco did during that time.
Yeah, right. Who knows?
But
I honestly don't know.
But I do appreciate him trying.
Yeah.
To match this.
Can I tell you what got him in office?
And I like LA.
I'll tell you what got him in office. His hair, dude. Guy's got a head of hair on him, man. Handsome dude. Chicks dig him.
So
I don't know.
He's a Murphy.
But I do think people. I think he hasn't been governor of California. I think he came in at a really weird time. I think he's getting blamed for a lot of stuff. But that's not pro or anti. I have to look into it because I didn't even know the lieutenant. That sounds like, how did he become that?
I don't know. Lieutenant? It's a whole new episode. Yeah.
We're at an hour.
Okay, let's go.
Well, we did some stuff. We talked about some things. I'm still ignorant to so much of it. That's another thing.
We're ending this saying we have a lot to learn.
We have a lot to learn. I'm going to say that because I'm tired of comedians and podcasters acting like they're pundits and that they're professionals at politics. You're not. I'm going to say I don't know anything, but I am going to also say I do my own research.
Yeah.
If someone tells me something, I don't just immediately believe it. I go, wait, you're like this too. Oh, wait, hold on, wait a minute. And then I'll do my own research. But other than that, all of this was my opinion and John's opinion.
And we don't know. All I do know, though, with certainty is that Fox News is a domestic terrorist organization. Good night. So sad and so real.
Also, yeah, they're terrible. Bye.
Bye.
Up top?